Hey everyone, it's Double Edge Games. Today I'm going to show you my adamancipator deck. This is not the final build. This is what I'm playing with now. It's what I'm playing with, what I'm kind of adjusting with the locals at my area temporarily closing and COVID being around and travel is not exactly easy. I'm not spending all the money for all the top cards to make this the number one deck and the deck I want to run. Really do like the archetype though. I have a thing about excavating. I play this. I play other decks that do the same kind of concept. But I really do like that idea in Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of brings in a little bit of a luck factor. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do have and what I am running for now. So, to start off with monsters, right now I only have one Researcher. Adamancipator Researcher. So if you control Rock Monster except for this card, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon one, excavate a level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster. Also place the rest of the on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only use this effect once per turn. So I do run one of her. She is a very expensive card. She is the playmaker of the deck. If I do decide to run this deck a lot more in the future, I will bump her to 3. But for now, that's what I have. So, I run 3 Seekers. He does the same thing she does, except you have to have another Adamancipator card on the field instead of just a rock, so it's a little less generic. He is also a level 2 tuner. She's also a level 2 tuner. I don't know if I said that. They're all Earth. The tuners are, at least. There you go. So yeah, I run 3 of him, and then I run 3 Analyzer. So level 4 tuner. If only your opponent controls a monster, this is more of a go in second card, kind of like the Cyber Dragon. So if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. If you do, special summon excavated, level 4, lower non-tuner rock monster, blah, blah, blah. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. You can only use once per turn. So those are my tuners for this deck. Okay. For the crystals, I run 3 of the water crystal. So this one, if it's special summoned, you get to draw a card. So that's extremely helpful, getting hand advantage and things. So that's the reason why I run 3 of him. And then I run 2 of the fire. You can basically stack the top of your deck, adding one from your graveyard or hand to the top of the deck. Most of the time it's to the graveyard, kind of recycling purposes. And then 2 of the wind. You can place 1 rock monster from your hand to graveyard to the top of the deck as well. If this card's in your graveyard, you can bring back Wind Synchro, put it to your extra deck. He does the fire, he does the water. So, in my opinion, that's a good ratio for those cards. I did play 3-3-3. Tends to be a little bricky, so I cut it down on those 2. For now, I run 2 block dragons. This will be 1 block dragon. In the future, if I do make this deck my going deck, the problem is I don't know what the ban list is going to look like, so I don't know if he's even going to be playable at that point. But right now, I play 2. I like block dragon. He's an extender. If you don't know what he does, you can banish 3 earth monsters from your hand and or graveyard. Special summon this monster. Rock monsters you can control cannot be destroyed, which is very important there. That's the part I like, except by battle. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 3 rock monsters from your deck to your hand, whose total level is equal to 8, which conveniently, with these all being even numbers, extremely easy to get your playmakers going. So they're all multiples of 4, which makes it easy. So you get 2 of those and 1 of these, or 2 of those and 1 of these. And then I have other rocks I can search as well if I start running out of targets in the deck. Which one of them, which is the most important, is Doki Doki. You can discard 1 rock monster, special summon this card from your deck. Oh, special summon 1 rock monster from your deck with the same original attribute and level as the monster in face-up attack position or face-down defense position. You can only use this effect of Doki Doki once per turn. He can be very important because I do have one anti-meta card in this deck that can be used to help clear fields and stuff for that card searching. So, the run 3 of the Guardians, which this one monster effect. Yeah, so this one's the monster effect. He negates monster effect. This one, opponent would special summon a monster or would summon a monster. You can tribute this card, negate the summon, and this right here is spell effects. So he negates spells, he negates summons, and he negates monster effects. Right now, monster effects are kind of the thing that I'm running into online. I'm running in a lot of this deck, which is a lot of activated monster effects, or monster effects in general, and a lot of the extra deck stuff. If I can stop you from extending significantly, that would be awesome. So those are what I run there. And then I run one hand trap, the Red Blossom from Underroot. And the only reason I play her is for the level 1. I need a level 1, so I play her. Century Soldier of Stone, play one of him. He's a level 3, which is why I play him mainly. You can special summon this card, though, very easily if all the monsters you control are rock monsters, which most of your monsters are rock monsters. And then I run one Fossil Dyna. The effect that I can summon him off of Block Dragon face down. Because when this card is flipped, destroys all special summon monsters on the field, is awesome. I can use him, special summon it down, flip summon that bad boy, and blow up the field. So, for spells, I run one of the field spell. The only reason I run him is I can kind of set the top 5 cards of my deck, and I can add any 5 cards to my deck that I really need because most of the cards are rock, and it gives my rock monsters a little bit of a buff. I run 3 of the Signs, which is basically Monster Reborn. And then I'll run one Monster Reborn. Then I run 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Mystic Mine, basically. My son plays a lot of decks that have that kind of trolley vibe to it, so I like to stop him from completely blowing me out. And then I play one draw card, Pot of Acquisitiveness, I think is how you pronounce that. But this is basically if I have to summon Block Dragon the normal way, which this card would also go away if Block Dragon goes away, or if I have to drop him down to 1. But if I have to activate Block Dragon to special summon him by banishing 3, I can at least gain some type of advantage out of that as well. Shuffle him back, draw 1 card. And I play one of each of the traps, mainly because I'm still trying to try things out, trying to figure out how I want to run the deck. I do play this deck online a little bit, but online meta is totally different than what mine's usually around me. I play a lot of rogue players, a lot of oddball players, a lot of players that don't really take this too competitively. So I like to have at least the concept and ideas of what these do. So this one negates activations and destroys. And then this one basically is a +1 guarantee. Tribute any number of adamancipated monsters, then target that cards on the field equal to that number, then destroy them. So at least it's a 1 for 1. If I destroy 6 monsters, then I can get 7 for 7 trade, if I need to, so on and so forth. But I do run 2 traps just to try them out mainly. In the extra deck, go with my Synchros first, because that's the basis of this deck. I play 1 Herald of Arclight, 1 Nat Beast, and 1 Natura Brachion. Now, I use him because on playtesting online, I run into a lot of Elderlich, and this is really good against Elderlich. Negates the activation, it destroys it, banish 2 cards from the graveyard, which helps me for my draw. It isn't perfect, but it slows them down because they do gain advantage after they hit the graveyard. And I do play 1 of the wind, 1 of the fire. I only play 1 of each because they're recyclable. They're good, but they're not amazing. But they are recyclable, so I only run 1 of each. Then I run 1 Coral Dragon for draw power. I very rarely make this, but when I do, I'm glad I have it. And then I play 1 Dragonite. He's the big boss daddy of the deck. He's pretty much the best synchro to get out. He also is recyclable. And then 1 Crystal Wing. Mainly because it's Crystal Wing, and you can't go wrong if you make a Crystal Wing. Worst case scenario kind of thing, if I've already used most of my cards and I haven't recycled them back, I have Crystal Wing. So then I run 2 XYZs. I won 1 Abyss Dweller, rank 4. Basically, it's Abyss Dweller. It stops Outerledge. It stops things from activating in the graveyard. And then 1 Granite, which searches my only 1 copy. And then what's it not? Researcher. So I can use it to search Researcher if I need it. Any of the other cards I really need. I can also add Block Dragon to my hand if I need it. So it's kind of nice to have that extender to add to my hands to search different things. For links, I run 1 Underclock Taker just because I had the room for 1. 1 Topologic Trasvania, which I use this against Outerledge mainly. And then the other 2, in my opinion, are kind of staple cards. 1 Boral Sword and 1 Borolo Dragon. I feel like these are pretty much staples. If you have room for 4s, you can make 4s, you run these. Unless you have money for the other 2, which one's Ip and the other, I can't remember the other one's name, but they're newer cards. I haven't got them yet. So that's what I'm running for now. I will continue to hone this deck and decide if this is going to be the deck I want to run for a while. I love the idea of the deck. When I was younger, I was always into like collecting rocks and things, so I think it's kind of neat to have a deck that kind of rumbles that theme. So there's my Adamancipator deck. In the future of this channel, I do plan on buying 2 boxes of the Toon Chaos booster boxes. Plan on opening them on the channel. I'm a big fan of Toons. Toons and Red Eyes have always been my 2 favorite decks. So look forward to that in the future. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, please leave them in the description below. Please like the video. And if there's anything you guys would like to see, please let us know. Double Edge out.